My friends, let's give some tzedakah and do it together, especially in this parshas Korach, which is all about disputes. So we need to do things together to confront, to combat disputes, and do it in achdus, because the most powerful tool that we Jews have is Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad. Blesses God because we are as one, because when we are united, nobody can touch us. So talking about this whole concept of unity, which Parsha of Korach is the sample, the epitome of the lack of unity, of dispute. As in Pirkei Avos it says, whenever we talk about dispute, the symbol of dispute is Korach v'chol hadosai, when they rebelled against Moshe Rabbeinu and they tried to instill an upheaval, a rebellion against Moshe Rabbeinu and causing rift within the Jewish community. So yesterday we mentioned that what was the tool that Korach used for this rebellion was the fact that he was very wealthy. And his wealth was that he found the treasures, 1/3 of the treasures that Yosef had hidden in Egypt when he was amassing the wealth while feeding all the people in the Middle East of that time. But what's the connection, the deeper meaning, the deeper connection between Yosef and his wealth and Korach and using this wealth to cement discord? So here is a very interesting thought. In the Parsha Korach that we're just talking about, towards the end of the Parsha, there we find the mitzvah of Pidyon Ben, redeeming the firstborn. The Torah says that if you have a son, a firstborn, natural birth, we must redeem this child from the Kohen, give the Kohen 5 shekel, 5 sloim, and with this the parent buys back this child that it belongs to him. Otherwise, it belongs to the Kohen. The simple meaning is that this is coming as a remembrance, connecting to the firstborn Egyptians that were died in the 10th plague, where the Jewish firstborn were saved. So this is connected to that. But listen to what the Talmud, the Jerusalem Talmud says. And the Jerusalem Talmud says that the reason why we have to give specifically 5 sloim, because this corresponds to the amount that the brothers of Yosef were paid when they sold him into slavery. There it says they gave Esrim Kesef, 20 silver coins, which corresponds, which is the equivalent of 5 sloim. So the mitzvah of Pidyon Ben, giving the 5 sloim to the Kohen, is as an atonement for the having sold Yosef into slavery. But hold it. That begs an understanding. Of the instigators of that sale was Levi and Shimon. So Levi, the Kohanim are descendants of the tribe of Levi. It is to them that we give the money. They're the ones, the whole cause. Partially cause of the selling of Yosef. How can we give it to them? So here is a thought. Yosef and his brothers, there was a lack of unity, a lack of achdus. There was discord, there was dispute. And this is what caused for Yosef to end up in Egypt. This is what caused for Yosef to be sold into slavery. And all the challenges and all the misery that he suffered. So that it all started with what? With a feud. Machlokes, disputes. Although at the end, we realize that this was God's plan to save Yaakov, to bring the Jewish people into Egypt, and eventually to receive the Torah. But it all started off with what? With disputes. Korach wants to tap into this power of dispute like Yosef. Korach wants to cement dispute within the Jewish community, just like the original dispute. But as we know, the result was the most positive one. He became vice king, and then eventually we came out of Egypt and we received the Torah. So although Korach's intention was evil, Korach's intention was to do dispute, but the result of it was a positive one. Strengthening our commitment and faith in what Moshe Rabbeinu says. Therefore, this is the connection between Yosef and Korach and the mitzvah of redeeming the firstborn. Although it started out in a negative way, it ended up in the most positive manner. So let's have already the ultimate positive, Moshiach.